And welcome to Take a Beat. My name is Tirza and I'm the digital pastor here at IES. And Take a Beat is an IES podcast where we invite you to take a little break and chat with us about things that are important and things that matter, only to launch ourselves back on the beat. And so today we have two very special guests. So we have Avisha and we have Grace. And so I'll have you maybe kind of ask you questions about yourself. So Avisha, how long have you been in IES?
Oh, too long. I've been with IES. IES will celebrate 25 years.
Yes.
I have been with IES for 24 years plus.
Plus.
A long time.
So, wow. So what do you do at IES?
I have different roles.
Yes.
I am the first person IES people congregation see. I
Yes.
serve as the greeters and ministry. I am now a part of the prayer ministry.
That's right.
I also do weddings. So many different things.
She's also like, she's very modest, but she's also Pastor Avisha. And so if you would like to get married, you can have her officiate your wedding. She does premarital counseling
Yes,
as
I do,
well. What don't you do is my question.
I also would like to know. Maybe after this I will find out what I don't do.
So okay, if your family, you're married to Jerry.
Yes.
And how many kids, grandkids?
I have a son and a daughter. I have two grandkids, two boys, two little boys who's 9 and 8 and 8.5 years old.
Wait, they're that? Now I feel old. So, yeah, I was a little disappointed that one of your grandsons isn't going to BBA because that's like I always like spending time with your grandsons.
Both of them.
Yeah. So Grace, so tell us a little bit about yourself. How long have you been at IES?
Not 24 years plus. I've been here since 2014, so 10 years.
Okay. That's still a long time, right?
Kind of, yeah.
It's a decade.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. So from 2014. So what do you do? Are you married? Do you have kids, grandkids?
No, not yet.
Were you just like thinking about it?
Yeah, I have to make sure I get the answer right?
Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm not married yet. I am a child psychologist. Here at IES, I started, when I first started to attend IES, I joined the kids ministry. Then I supported Encounter when it first started.
Yes.
And now I still do from time to time.
So a child psychologist, what does a child psychologist do?
Right. So I spend my weekends at the clinic, meeting kids face to face, but on a daily basis, or my weekly schedule now is more on developing this parenting ecosystem startup that I have been doing for the past 3.5 years.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about this. I'm a little intrigued. What is this parenting ecosystem startup?
Yeah. So we basically try to help parents parent the 80 million children who are here in Indonesia, and we try to just provide the best fit support for them. So we do have social media for education.
Okay.
We create storybooks and educational tools. My other department and team also create skincare and vitamins for kids. And we
You got me at skincare.
for kids.
Oh,
well,
dang
but we can still use it as adults because
Okay.
you know that many parents do.
We can talk later.
And we provide this, we're trying to create this one-stop solution application for parents to help them track and support their children's optimal growth and development.
Oh, wow. Sounds like a lot. So why psychology? Like, why did you get into psychology?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things.
Yeah.
First of all, I think since I was young, I don't know whether I am thrown into it or whether I am really good with like taking care of kids. So I have a few cousins who are younger than me, and ever since I was like, I think 4 or 5, I would accompany them to classes and all that. So I've always been this big sister who can take care of a lot of kids, and I enjoy doing that. And then for a fun part, do you know Freaky Friday?
What about Freaky Friday?
So the Lindsay Lohan's mom
Oh, yeah,
was
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
psychologist,
That's right,
and
that's
she
right.
has a nice office. She dressed up really coolly, like, and then like she can kind of like adjust her own schedule. So I was like, well, I think that's a good profession. And thirdly, I grew up raised by a village, so I spent my younger years in Medan with my grandparents, and when I moved here, I lived with my auntie, my cousin, my mom, and then the church family has been one of the main support as well. So I'm kind of like a product of a village. So growing up, I think I want to be a part of that village for many kids, but maybe in a more professional way. So that's why I choose this field.
Wow, okay. So yeah, I realized that I never asked her why she got into this. So this month in IES, we are talking about mental health. It's not really like a mental health focus month, but in our Transform series, we're talking about being transformed and having good mental health. And so how do you define being mentally healthy?
Well, I had, if I had to be honest with you, many years ago, I suffered depression, many years ago. And I was a part of IES staff. And I had only shared what I was going through. I had to take medication. I had only shared what I went through with only Pastor Dave and my family. I was very much ashamed to share it with many people because I felt I'm a Christian, I am a pastor, I am, how can I
work at a church.
Yeah, how can I suffer depression? There's no such thing. It's all in my mind. But the reality was, I was suffering inside. I was really suffering inside. And after taking the medication, I felt better. The hardest part was not sharing it. And so I feel like telling everyone out there, mental health can be many ways, many things. And one of it is going through depression. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong in taking medication. Sometimes God uses doctors to help you. And when I had let go and accepted it, the biggest enemy was myself. I judge myself so much. I just really am I foolish? So after I had accepted the reality, then I had my healing. So my advice is to people, please do speak. Do speak to someone that you can confide, that they can keep it and help you,
So actually, this is great. Let's talk about this. So why do you think, both of you, why do you think in the church it is difficult to talk about mental health issues like depression or anxiety or anything, and even learning disabilities or different things? Like, why is it difficult for Christians to talk about it?
Because I think in this place that we are living in, it's a taboo. You know, you find like if one of you is depressed, sometimes people judge and say the whole family is cuckoo. You know, there is just one person, and then someone can be saying, did your mom suffer? Did your dad? Is it? So you get, how do you say, there's a brand on you, you are branded. And I think people are scared to be branded like cuckoo. But it's depression. It's not, you're not going cuckoo.
Yeah.
There's something that's going on in your brain, and if you will talk about it, if you get the right medication. I was not on medication all my life.
Yeah.
I had to take something, and after a while, I'm no more, I don't have any more medication.
Yeah.
But now I'm aware.
Yeah.
I'm very much aware of it, you know, and I can help people.
Yeah.
You know, so I think here is a taboo to talk because you get branded. Once depressed, you're forever depressed. And it's no such thing.
Yeah.
It's not like that. Doesn't work like that.
Grace, any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think, I don't know, but sometimes as Christian, we put this expectation on ourselves to be perfect. And I think having this label as a Christian is as hard as having this label as a psychologist. Like,
Okay.
maybe people think that,
You have double then.
Yeah, I think echoing to what Avisha has said, right? Like, I think, yes, we have to be the light of the world, but I think we should redefine the definition of being light. I think it's not to show that we are perfect, but I think...
Because we're not.
Exactly, but it's to show that even if with our imperfection, we have a perfect God who can help us. I think that's a redefinition of being the light in the world, being different in the world that should be made at least in this space. That's why I guess with that kind of like shift, it can change the perspective on how people will see someone with weaknesses, with diseases, both mental or physical. Right? Because we live in this sinful world. We have God allow all these things to happen, but hey, we are different from you because we have a greater God who are protecting us and who can do anything that He wants.
Empower us to go through the day.
Yeah, so I think that's a redefinition that everyone needs to have in their mindset and to share it with other people.
I like that redefinition when what you were talking about, like the redefinition of like we're not called to be perfect. And at some point, if we try to project this image of I am perfect, I am a perfect Christian, and I get it, I have it all together. At some point, it'll crack, right? And then we're like, it's gonna be messy. So, question is when people are struggling, some people and some people comment they mean well. Right. But they comment on other people who are struggling and say, oh, you just need to trust God or you just need to pray more. And the same people this is what dissuade a lot of Christians from maybe going to see a counselor or going to seek help or even, like you were saying, having to take medication. Even like sharing about that is kind of difficult. And so how do we balance being a Christian and like actually seeking professional help?
I think mostly those people that, I have noticed, mostly those people that say, I think you need to pray more, I think you need God more. I think those people have not gone through those things or they've not gone through suffering, because I find like if I put myself...
Or maybe they just really don't know what to say.
When you put yourself in that person's place, then you can sort of empathize with that person. I don't think so anybody get up in the morning and say, I want to be depressed or I want to have anxiety problems. I don't think so.
I want to have a panic attack today.
So I think some of those comments are coming from people that mean well, but sometimes what they say and how it comes out are two different things.
Yeah.
Are two different things. That's why my advice is seek the right mentor. People that you really believe and you trust, and you have seen them be blessing in your life. You need to seek those people for advice. And if they tell you go to see a professional, be wise and do so. You know, don't be afraid. Do not be afraid. You know.
Because also, like you mentioned this when you were sharing a little bit about your story, you mentioned that a lot of you end up isolating yourself.
Correct.
Because of like you were judging yourself.
Yes, I was my biggest enemy.
Right.
I was my biggest enemy. So that is I don't want to put the blame on others.
Yeah, and so sometimes it's really not even other people who's telling us that
Correct.
trust God more. It's us who are like,
yes.
I should have taught like.
Like Grace said, we put a lot of expectation. I was feeling people's eyes were on me, but there was no eyes on me. I was just my own eyes doing the trick, you know. So that was one of the biggest challenge that I had.
So Grace, what do you think? Like, how do we balance being a Christian and our faith with like seeking help when we need to?
Right, yeah. I was reminded by Pastor Allen's preaching not too long ago about science, how it actually they're actually kind of a complementary in a way that God gives us wisdom to study science, to decipher His creation, right?
Yeah.
So I don't see how it is contradicting each other, but with science, with the wisdom that God gives, we are trying to make sense more things because we are trying to help other people who might not be able to kind of like make sense of it so that we can help one another. That's how I see it. And well, I am a psychologist and I go to church.
Yes.
And yeah, I believe in prayer. I know that prayer works and all that, but I think like what God says, right? Like where everyone has their own part to play. So I think God can use everyone, and why not just try and kind of like categorize one thing over another?
Yeah. Yeah, because when you're sick, you go to the doctor, but you
Right.
still pray for healing.
Exactly.
But maybe it is like you were saying, cultural taboo, and it is also our definition of being Christian equals perfect that limits ourselves from seeking help when we are struggling in our mental health. And so I laugh because I have this shirt that says you can have Jesus and a therapist too.
That's a really nice.
And so you can be a Christian and still seek professional help for your mental health. And also, like Avisha, you mentioned that it was difficult for you to share with anyone. What is the role of our community? So this, we're part of IES, we're a church, we're a community. How can we support people who are going through mental health issues? What do you think?
I think when they come to us, we need to be a listener, to be a good listener. And we need to make sure when they are telling our stories, we don't quickly judge them. And if we need to admit, if we are not able to help them, to find the right professional for them. Sometimes we cannot help them because it's beyond us. And we need to make sure we guide them to the right place. And let them find a sanctuary that they know this is sacred and it will stay there. Yeah. Because people are afraid we might tell stories.
Or we might label them for the rest of their lives.
Yes, and we may look at them and say, oh, there she goes. She is depressed, so I don't think we can trust her to sit on the pulpit or, make her. So that kind of things should not go in our head when we are talking with that person, preconceived like, oh, what's she going to tell us again? That she got depressed? You know, the person is going through a hard time. So we need to really empathize and be a listener, and then see what kind of help does the person need.
I think that's...
Yeah, I really agree. I think with that reshifting of mindset as well will help us to listen more rather than just hear. Because and I think we should actually see it in a way that like everyone have problem, but not everyone is courageous enough to admit that they have problem. And
to share it with the world.
Yeah, and actually admitting that you have a problem is the first step to getting solutions.
Yes.
So I think that kind of like reshifting of mindset and listening is very important. Of course, sometimes maybe we mean well, like what we discussed at the beginning, but maybe if we just don't know what to say, just don't say anything. And pray. I think that can still work. Pray for God to heal them, pray for God to send them to the right people, right professional. Yeah, I think those are some of the things that we can do as community.
And I think, like, I love what both of you were saying, because after my mom passed away, I was struggling, and I was going to a counselor, and I was having like depressive moments, and actually one of the people who were highly encouraging to me was Avisha. Like, she was checking on me, like, "Hi, Tirza, I'm just trying to see how you're doing." She doesn't even know what I was going through, but having people there who are like, "Oh, I'm here," it's very, very encouraging. It's non-judgmental,
Right?
But also, like what you were saying about this mind shift, this reframing or redefining of what it means to be a Christian. If we think that Christianity means being perfect, then we also hold other Christians to that standard. Like, if you're not together, then you're jeopardizing our faith. And so, I really love that. Any other thoughts? Like, what helped you?
I think I am remembering what God said even in the Bible. You know, it says, the church is for broken people.
That's right.
It's not for the people that are well.
Yeah.
It's actually
Jesus didn't come for the healthy.
For the broken people, you know, and that should be, we should remember that.
Yeah.
You know, when we are helping someone, you know, when for myself, I had to realize I'm broken and I need help. So we have to remember God is not a judgmental God, you know. He comes for everyone. He especially for the broken. And mostly for me, what I've learned was God brought me from a very comfortable place to a very uncomfortable place. I felt very uncomfortable. But then when I came out of it, I felt like I'm able to help people. I'm able to help someone. I can recognize when someone, I feel like that person is going through something, you know.
You have more compassion.
Yes, I have more compassion. I can empathize more with the person. Like, actually, when you told me your mother just now, I got depressed because I lost my mother after taking care of her for 3 years. I felt very guilty. And I just couldn't shake it out. I could not shake it out. And I'm glad I was able to talk to Pastor Dave, you know. But not everyone can do that.
Yeah, that's right.
They're afraid. So please, my advice is do not fear men. Do not.
Yeah. And also, like, I think it's the idea of also not isolating yourself from community. People might not understand what you're going through, and people might say the wrong thing.
Yes.
But this community of believers and people who love Jesus are there for you.
Yes.
So, Avisha, let me ask you this, because you've been sharing your story with us. When you've gone through that place when you said you're uncomfortable, and so how did that affect your relationship with Jesus? like after you came out of that, like how did that affect your relationship with Jesus?
When I was going through that, I was like, you must be joking, God, you must be joking. I said, I feel like, why you can't choose anybody else?
Yeah.
I was taking care of my mom. I was doing the right thing, what? You must be somewhat not real to me, I was struggling a lot. I didn't pick up phone. I didn't meet anybody. I was away from my own family. But after I came out from that, I realized God was always there.
That's right.
I was the one distancing from Him. He was not distancing from me. I was not a bit, very angry. I was angry. I was like, it's too much. I've lost my mom, I don't, am I cuckoo, I'm like, am I going cuckoo or what, So, but after I came out from it, I realized God was always there.
That's right.
It was me who ran away from Him.
Yeah.
But He was always there for me.
That's right. And I think, there is this beauty that comes from
Yes.
us being vulnerable with the Lord. And what you were saying, that, you can be a light to the world without being perfect. Actually, sometimes the best way for us to be a light in the world is for God to shine through our brokenness.
Yes.
And I guess for me, I remember that Avisha was preaching at Encounter, and she shared her story of her struggles and how God has brought her out of it. And so I think, your story, rather than a story of a perfect, unattainable Christian, the story of God working in such brokenness or such an uncomfortable place is how we become lights to the world.
Amen.
Right? So Grace, any thoughts, like how can, like if someone is currently struggling and struggling with their mental health, and right now they're really not talking to anyone, not seeking help, like what's your advice to them? What's your encouragement, invitation to them?
Right. Yeah. I think, again, like what Avisha said, sometimes the biggest challenge is ourselves. So I would just like to remind anyone who is in that position right now that it is not your fault. If you're a Christian, you're not a bad Christian.
Thank you. Can you say that again, louder for the people?
It's not your fault. It's not that you're a bad Christian or a cursed Christian or anything like that. Life do happens. We live in this broken world. That's why we need to seek out to God for help.
That's right.
And also to other people or even professional if we need it, because He can use anyone.
That's right.
to help us. It's just that sometimes we need that other person to get help.
That's right. Yeah. Well, our time is up, I think. I keep glancing at the clock. But Avisha here is leading the prayer ministry. So if you need prayer, I am going to put it in the chat, how you can get connected to the prayer ministry. If you want to be a part of the prayer ministry, also contact Avisha. And also, if you need help, reach out. Reach out to any one of us. If you're at IES and you see us, reach out to us. If you want to email us, we're takeabeat@ies.online. This is a community of believers who we might not know what to say. We might say the wrong things, but you are always welcome and you are supported here. And so we want you to know that. Thank you so much, Avisha and Grace, for being here. So I have waited to have Avisha on this show for such a time as this, and then I also, you know how difficult it is to get Grace here. I was trying to schedule it, and I was like, oh, she's like, oh, I'm busy, and so this is like the opportune moment when the planets align, and I am able to have both of you here, and also. You guys don't know this, but we have a full female crew here, and so this is probably the most comfortable I am all day today. And so, well, thank you so much, both of you.
Thank you.
Please come again. And so, thank you so much for being here and being part of this conversation. Again, if you are struggling and if you need help, the Lord is always there, and we're your family.